Hello and welcome to The Rundown. I'm Rebecca Morehouse. Making news this week, the U.S. government went into shutdown for the first time in 17 years. The shutdown has forced roughly 800,000 public sector workers off the job, and according to Bloomberg reports, it's estimated the ordeal will cost the economy about $300 million a day. Talks between U.S. President Barack Obama and top Republican leaders have failed to end the dispute, with both sides accusing the other of refusing to move off their hardened positions. President Obama has sent Wall Street a blunt warning that they should be very concerned about the political crisis paralyzing the federal government and could yet trigger a debt default. The president told CNBC, "Absolutely, I am exasperated because this is entirely unnecessary." According to various reports, not only does the U.S. suffer, but the event has rattled financial markets around the world, from travelers and tourists to large investors and small businesses. The last shutdown in 1996 lasted for 20 days, and there are fears it could take a number of weeks for Congress to overcome the latest stalemate. And in Japan, at the Fukushima nuclear plant, a new leak of radioactive water may have flowed into the Pacific Ocean. The leak from the 450-ton storage tank is the second of its kind in the last 2 months, with 300 tons of highly contaminated water leaked from a tank in September. Fukushima operator Tokyo Electric Power, or TEPCO, says it does not know how much water leaked this time, adding that it could have flowed from an adjoining drainage ditch into the sea. High levels of radiation were also found just above the ground near other tanks, suggesting widespread structural problems with TEPCO. And new research suggests the global war on drugs is failing as prices drop and purity increases. A team of Canadian and U.S. researchers reviewed drug supply in the United States, Europe, and Australia, and drug production in regions such as Latin America, Afghanistan, and Southeast Asia. The study, published by the British Medical Journal, found that illegal drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and cannabis have become cheaper while their potency has increased, indicating that efforts to control the global illegal drug market through law enforcement has not been successful. Campaign groups are claiming the study showed that drug policies need to be grounded in science, health, and human rights rather than prohibition. Director of the U.S.-based Drug Policy Alliance said the punitive prohibitionist approach to global drug control has proven remarkably costly, ineffective, and counterproductive. And in Brazil, preparations for the 2014 World Cup suffered a setback on Wednesday after a judge asked for the immediate suspension of construction at a host venue due to safety concerns. The Arena de Brixada in the city of Curitiba is scheduled to host 4 group stage matches next June. But Judge Loreno Canalgo has suspended all work on the arena after declaring that workers were at serious risk of being injured. According to the Labor Court's press officer, Marcos Piso, the papers to suspend construction were received by the venue's construction company on Thursday. And closer to home, 40 extra police from Brisbane began duty on the Gold Coast this week to reclaim the streets from bikie gangs in a concentrated effort dubbed Operation Fightback. The police crackdown is part of the Newman government's $20 million strategy to tackle the bikie issue. According to Police Regional Acting Assistant Commissioner Steve Hollins, they've already arrested 26 bikies over a brawl last Friday night at Broad Beach Restaurant. Mr. Hollins said police reinforcements would be targeting known bikie hangouts and provide the public with extra support. According to Hollins, this means getting out there with the blue uniforms and reassuring the public that the Queensland Police Service are there to ensure this doesn't happen again. And while a number of Australia's top-ranked universities have lost ground in the latest international rankings, the University of Queensland has gained some prestige. In the latest Times Higher Education World Rankings Index, the University of Melbourne and the Australian National University both remained Australia's top 2 ranking institutions. However, both lost points, with Melbourne falling 6 spots to 34th place and Australian National falling 11 positions to 48th place. Rankings editor Phil Beatty said it's not as if these universities got a lot worse all of a sudden, it's just that they're not competing as much as others. The University of Queensland seems to have this edge, as it moved up from 65th place in last year's rankings to 63rd place this year, leapfrogging in 3rd place in front of the University of Sydney, which dropped a whole 10 places. While this is good news for UQ, Mr. Beatty insists the reports are not very good nationally, and that poor performance should be a reality check for Australia. That's all for the rundown this week. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.